Dick, this is Dennis Clark. I got your message on the voicemail that this didn't go through. So I don't know what the case was there, but it was. I'm going to do it again just because you didn't get it, but I'm hoping this is the right email. But it was sent, so we'll do it again. Especially want to pay attention to this one from the side here. Well, it's best to do them together here. Okay, so the thing that I've worked with you on before is not coming over the top, but in a sense of let me put it a little differently. Okay, so in the sense of two ways to come over the top. You know, spin your body out, come from the outside, or you can come from the inside, which is good, and then throw the club outside. And that comes from this elbow, the right elbow, riding too high. Okay, so I want to show you what I mean. You could keep your shoulders closed a little longer in the downswing. That would be okay. But I'll show you a downswing here that I'd like to keep in mind. And I use this model a lot. It's not that it's my favorite swing in the world or anything, but it does demonstrate one thing that professional players do that amateurs don't. You see, if I draw a line from his right elbow, his left elbow is well under the line. It looks like that, right? Do you see how your right elbow is riding high? If you could, and this would, and your shoulders have opened quite a bit now. Now, as a senior golfer, you're not going to turn like this, and I'm not suggesting that you do. But as much as you turn there, it would be adequate if you could just stay turned a little longer and keep this elbow in and under. Okay, so that's key. There's everyone playing the game for a living manages to keep the rear elbow under the lead elbow and the shoulders closed as long as they can in the downswing. So when the right shoulder rides high, when the right elbow rides high, the club is coming in very vertically. That is not necessarily over the top, but it is really steep and vertical. So if I bring his hands down to about where yours are, you can see the difference here. If the shoulders were closed a little longer, and if we could just tuck that elbow in a little bit, that would be magical. That transition doesn't allow you to operate the club face properly through impact, and you have to throw it outside your hands to square it. So look how low his hands are, and the club head is still behind them. Now, yes, he's got a ton of lag on his swing, delay, the club head, but I'd still, even at this point, if your shoulders weren't open, if we could get that club back here a little bit more, I think we'd be a whole lot better off. So yeah, I am trying to get you more closed when you hit it. Your shoulders are too open at impact. So I think the key would be to drop the club while your shoulders are still turned. I mean, it gets to the top in good shape. It's not, you don't have a long swing, but I don't expect at your age as a senior golfer to have much of an arc further than that. I think that's plenty to play with, right? I mean, you can get a lot of pop out of that. But the thing is, it has to come down with a drop of your arms before your shoulders open. At that point, I would still like the club not outside your hands. And you're also not going to be able to release it from that position as well as you want to. Let's watch it. See, this is why I had you hit a ball over toward the 10th hole, because it's a perfect view here. The sunlight, if you hit down the range from my place, if you hit down the range, that sun that you see streaming in from the left here, you can't see the swing at all. So this is working out pretty good for me. It only took me 9 years to get onto that. So I think that's plenty of turn. It's just that see, it opens quick coming down. And we've got to get more release to this. You see the glove still showing? Okay, I got to get some more rollover to your hands. And I think if you come in more sidearm, it's going to be so much easier to do it, and not so overhand to put it in one way. Okay, see the back of his glove, right? And now I don't see his glove. See, that's hanging on more than that's costing you some power. That's got to be released more from the inside, especially when you're coming in on a higher plane like that. So once you get into that mode there, it's going to be a lot easier for us to get that club released if you can come in a little lower. I mean lower on the plane, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to confuse you here, but think sidearm when you're downswing. People think as long as I come from the inside, I'm going to be okay. But you can't. If you're that steep, if the club is that vertical, it's going to be hard to get it consistently released and get it consistently to the bottom of the ball. As you're throwing it out, you're opening your shoulders early, and it's just not released. You got to hold on to it from there. In other words, you're losing some power on this. You want to feel like you turn in the backswing, drop your arms first before you return, and just feel like you're coming in sidearm. I still think a good drill for you would be to hit balls, if you have them at your club there, with the ball above your feet, like this. A knee high, or go, get some of those tall tees, like those 4-inch tees, and hit balls off that, because it's not just an inside swing. You're a little bit over it, but you're not that over it. You're early with your shoulders coming down, opening, and you're high with your club. Got to get you to feel skipping a stone across the pond type of feeling, or delivering a sidearm pitch in baseball. So that's the crux of it, and I hope that this one gets to you, because the other one was very similar, but didn't get there, I guess. It's probably out there in cyber world somewhere.